go.
Reload.
Hello, everyone. Starting off with the question, Alphonse's Best asks, Pat, you touched the new raids yet? I did the normal versions of the new raid at 6:20 a.m. Pacific time the morning they came out. And I was done with them by 7:30 a.m. Pacific time the morning they came out. They're good as hell. They're good as hell. So, gentlemen, ladies, we are going to be going through a lot of minutia today. I am super willing to hear any question that anybody has at any point. Also, if I'm like super fucking wrong and I look over and I recognize a name that I would trust to tell me that I'm super fucking wrong, I'll be like, shit. And then we can change that. I attempted to do some form of plan but I can't. It's too hard. It's too hard to plan. So instead, I'll just go by gut feel, orb feeling. Fran Frost says, I've played FF14 for 150 days, and I still miss stuff. Yeah. I found out shit like literally last week about the Aetherite tickets from the Grand Company. I felt stupid as fuck. Stupid as hell. Oh well. What are you gonna do? Anyway, I have a sneaking suspicion that learning how to play controller is going to be by far the most interesting part of today's show. Because I've seen many people be like, Pat, why the fuck do you put your shit on that spot on controller? And guess what? There's a reason. There's a fucking reason for everything. So first off, I want to thank Zelhesia for subscribing. Thanks, Zelhesia. As well as Drake Valentine, who kicked in 500 bits. Started playing 14 on the PS5 for my BF, making it the third time I've gone through the MSQ. Wow, I'm so glad they changed the VAs in Heaven's Word. Oh, yeah. That was rough. Can you keep it clean so I can hook my 10-year-old nephew on FF14? No. Well, I can try, but like I think it's too late for me. I think it's too late. Also, your 10-year-old is not allowed to play FF14 according to the game's terms of service. That doesn't mean I can or would stop you. But I'm just saying they're not allowed. You know? So. Just saying. Just saying. Also, there's shit in here that a 10-year-old probably shouldn't see. I mean, who am I to tell your 10-year-old nephew what he can and can't see? That's my job for later. All right. Let's load up this. Just a special consideration for folks at home. I'm of the opinion that if you ever do play FF14 and you stream it, that it is your obligation, like a moral obligation, to place something over the chat window. Nobody who's playing the game who might be talking is necessarily signing up to be broadcast. Also, much of it is very cringe. Also, in case your webcam fails at random, you might want to put something there also. Just in case. I just think that's polite. I just think that's polite to do. All right. I'm going to hit this button, and then I'm going to do this, and that should do it. Hey, it did do it. So, obviously, I'm pretty deep into the fucking game. Oh, I swore. It's too late. Obviously, I'm pretty deep into the game. But... Ooh, this keyboard's starting to go. So I'm going to try and avoid spoilsies. Right? But there are a couple things that you might want to check out right away. Like, genuinely before you even start the game. You might want to go to Option System Configuration. Right? If you start the game and at your chosen resolution being 4K, you're like, that seems insanely small. You might want to kick it up a bit to which one you like. Right? Maybe. Now, I have a wide variety of settings that I've made up for every single possible thing that I don't fuck with anymore, ever. So, we're not, even though I'm running at a, you know, this, you know, I should probably be at 300%. But do I have a TV or monitor? Here I have a monitor. At my house, I have a TV. The settings that I have set up work perfectly for both. Right? That's just me. Ignore this because this is basically you'll macro size everything to your thing, and you have to edit it. You're just gonna edit parts of your interface as you go. Blah blah blah. Usual technical nonsense, right? Sound. Hey, this is actually really important. I don't know what the default is anymore. Okay, but you don't want anything to play when it's alt-tabbed, except for this system sound. The reason why you want the system sound to always come through is pretty simple. When you're sitting around waiting for a duty to pop because the wait time was 25 minutes and you're watching something on YouTube, you want that nice bring to turn your brain back on and bring you back to this world. Enable this. City State BGM's great. Definitely play system sounds while waiting for the duty finder. This is what I keep my settings at. I find that sound effects in the mix is too high, and I find that BGM is actually too low for the volume. I also think that FF14's default volume is insanely high. I'm not really sure why, but it seems like crazy high. Like it's the single loudest game that I have. I don't know why that is. Player effects volume. This seems pretty simple. You want to hear yourself the best, but you want to hear your party a little less, and you want to hear other PCs a little less. DualShock shit doesn't matter. Equalizer doesn't matter. Graphics, set them how you like, but set them in game. Because, I mean, the fucking title screen doesn't show you any, it doesn't, you need to know how it runs. Right, mouse settings, I don't use a mouse, so don't worry about it. Gamepad settings, here we go. Obviously set it to whatever your personal preference is. I'm actually a huge fan that they have, like, 3 different types of PlayStation symbols. I don't enable vibration, personally. Text pasting is really, really helpful. Virtual mouse is a cool feature that you should check out later when I turn it on, because there's a bunch of hidden button controls. Gamepad color calibration isn't really important. Button isn't important, except for R3. See, the normal is assist target or some shit. But you want to put that as execute macro 99. And I'll show you why later. Theme settings. There's a bunch of different ones. I prefer this one. Which is funny that I don't have it set up on this PC. This doesn't matter. Right? So I'm actually going to back out now to get that good theme. Oh, what's this face? What did I plan on teaching today? The basics of the basics, but it's all going to be by gut. So you can have that on left stick. That's fine. I like to have sit on left stick, personally. Like that's my thing. But the point is that you definitely want macro 99 on one of your thumbsticks if you're playing on computer. Now, remind me to actually go into that after we go through the baby stuff. I wish my friend had this when he gave this game a try rather than instantly getting overwhelmed and quitting. Yeah, no, it's a whole thing. All right, start. You ready? Okay, we've started. So, before we even make a character, we'll go to a different world. We'll go to, Ultros is a legacy dungeon? Legacy now? Goofy. Go to Leviathan. Right? Let's just assume you're starting here. Right? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Okay? The first thing you'll want to do is learn what this button is in the upper right. It's backup client settings. You see, if your computer were to suffer a mishap, or you uninstall the game, or some nonsense, or something were to happen, and you had, oh, I don't know, an interface and settings that you spent like dozens of hours perfectly customizing, those could become lost. So you click on those gears in the upper right corner, and it will allow you to upload or download your nonsense. If I was on my character, it would allow me to download the HUD stuff that I had uploaded, as you can see, a couple hours ago at the house. This is super important. This is super important if you switch PCs or play on a laptop, because I have lost my interface settings. And holy hell, it's you don't know how long it will take you to redo your interface the way you want it to be until you have to do it from scratch. So upload that every couple of weeks, download it whenever you change it or what have you. But now we're going to start a new character. We're not going to do appearance data because I'm going to assume most of you people don't have appearance data, but if you made a character in the benchmark, right, or if you saved a character earlier, it would be there. So let's start a new character. So, depending on if you're playing the free trial or if you bought the whole thing, you would have different options here. Aura are now just generally available because of Heaven's Word. I don't know if, I feel like these two are Shadowbringers exclusive. So you probably can't pick those if you're playing on the free trial. But you would have access to Hyur, Elazin, Lalafell, Mikode, Rogadin, and Aura. Okay, before we continue, this is so important. There is no gameplay distinction between any of these races. There used to be a sub 1% change in base stats that only mattered in the most fringe scenario, which I believe was Black Mage Lalafells could get like one extra fire cast out. I think it was back like 11 or 12 years ago. Right? The only thing that is going to change is your animation set, your voice set, your appearance, etc. Also, as RosaFlow points out, your jobs are not relegated to races. Everybody can be everything all the time at everything. So, for funsies' sake, I guess we'll make an Elazin. Alright? We'll go into character creation. Every race has a race and a sub-race. There's like Wildwood and there's Duskwhite. The main things these change is the facial options and the skin tones. So we'll grab a Duskwhite. Cincinnati says, are jobs classes? No, and that's actually really confusing. We'll get to that in just a minute. But jobs are not classes, but they are what you think of as a class. So, There is what's called an esthetician in the game, which is a barber, which does allow you to change parts of your appearance. Right? The reason why that matters is because maybe you don't like your hair. However, there are things about your character you can't change. You cannot change their height without picking up Fantasia, which is a cash shop item. You can't change their face. You can't change their skin color. Which, by the way, when you're changing your skin color here, you should definitely see it in multiple environments. You can hit right trigger and left trigger to change environments, and you can hit triangle to go from daytime to nighttime. You can change your hairstyle and hair color later, including your highlights. You can't change your jaw. You can't change your eye shape. You can't change your iris. You can't change your eye color. You can't change your eyebrows or your nose or your mouth. The things that you would change at the esthetician are something that you would assume you could actually get changed at a barber. Oh, you can't change eyebrows? That's weird because it's like actually like it's your brow. But your hair, your makeup, tattoos, stuff like that, but not stuff like ear shape, right? Or ear size. The esthetician is not cosmetic surgery. That is a paid thing only. This guy looks like an asshole. Holy fuck. If you want to see them in a more unique pose, for example, click that left stick and you'll see them do a little animation. All of that stuff is relatively minor. You're going to make a character that looks like you want him to look, right? And it's going to be relatively, whatever you would like. For example, right? There we go. Now, here's where it gets, like, really important. This is a new feature. Battle voice is something that you would not expect to actually matter more as much as it does. It matters a lot. Because some of the voice lines when your character takes actions are incredibly loud and super annoying. The battle, there's all the different voice options here, but the battle voice one is the one that really matters. This used to not exist. This option is new in Dawn Trail, and it gives the ability to hit, I believe it's square? No, not square. Oh, just click on it and hear what it actually sounds like. So this one sounds like super normal, right? That would annoy the fuck out of me. That would drive me crazy. That would drive me crazy as fuck. So we'll go with 1 because it's the least annoying. But yeah, anyway, that's an option now. Thank God. Save appearance data? No, we're not going to use this. Your birthday has no effect on shit. And because the months are all fucked up, they actually don't even correctly correlate with your actual birthday. Like 22nd son of the second orbital moon, which is my birthday, is written as 421. Matters nothing for shit. Your patron does not have any effect on gameplay, though it does have one extremely minor effect on the story in Endwalker. Extremely minor as part of side content. There is like a single line of dialogue. It is not worth it. It is not worth it to stress over this. Just pick one. They're all cool. My current one is Limb Lane. All right. Oh, this is new. Well, that's an interesting way. That's very interesting. So, hey, gang. There's where you're going to start your starting class. And I do say class because these are known as classes. Classes are base level jobs. You start as a class, and then a job is a stronger, betterer version of that class. So if you look directly above me, it says corresponding job is Paladin. It's a really weird system that they ended up giving up on. It should just be all jobs. It's dumb. Paladin is just literally better gladiator. Like there's no reason, like if you have a gladiator in high level content, you're a dumb idiot and you need to stop that. It's just the promoted version of the job, right? So tanks are fairly explanatory. They're tough. They're at the front of the party. They tank damage, etc. Healers, similarly self-explanatory. Though it is interesting to note that if you want a healer, you are playing a white mage. It's called Conjurer, but you'll see it's literally white mage, and it becomes white mage. Your options are limited. There are 4 healer classes, but 3 of them have to be obtained at much later levels. So there are 4 tank classes at the end of the game, but you can only start as 2. There are 4 healer classes, though you can only start as 1. And there are 5 DPS classes, though I believe there are 16 DPS classes now. There's a lot. It's by far the most complicated one, right? Also, if you want to play a white mage, so white mage is defined by healing spells that do regen, and that they have a spell called regen that will slowly tick health. If you want to play what's called a shield healer, aka you put up big shields so that people don't take any damage at all, you would grab Arcanist, because Arcanist has the dubious distinction of being the only class in the game that levels up into 2 jobs, Summoner and Scholar. So if you want to save a lot of time, and by a lot, I mean a lot of time, leveling Summoner also levels Scholar, and leveling Scholar also levels Summoner. If you level Summoner all the way to cap, you actually have another healer that is at cap with you, or vice versa. It is the only one that does that. It is super weird. They are never going to do that ever again. But it's a thought. It's a class that's 2 class. Last but not least, before we continue, you might wonder how stuck you are playing Arcanist, for example, or Archer, right? Every single player character can play and learn all 22 battle classes, all 3 gathering classes, and all 8 crafting classes on the one character. There's no need to ever change it. You can learn everything. There are rewards for your character learning everything. There's currently a fancy mount you can only get by getting every battle class to cap. Some people already have it. They're sick. They're sick. Don't do that. Just make a character you stay there. Stay there, okay? So we'll grab Arcanist for that scholarly weirdness. Now, in the bottom left, where I'm covering up, you can't see it. But basically, what's going to happen is that different jobs are going to send you to different starting areas. This seems important. It is not important. You have to go to all of the starting areas eventually. Doesn't matter. You have to go to all of them. Jonath LP asks, can I be a gatherer or crafter if I don't want to fight? No. Every expansion will forcibly lock your progress into that expansion by your defeat of the battle content. So you cannot get into the area that Heavensward takes place in until you do the level 50 quest called the Steps of Faith. You can't get in. It won't let you in there. Right? Now, you know, Diana, you're completely right. It does let you preview the level 50 job gear. So, for example, if you look down there at R3, there was small clothes as an option and unique stance. But now that we're on the class screen, we can also include the job attire associated with it. So this is what a level 50 paladin would look like. This is what a level 50 marauder would look like. A white mage, a monk, a dragoon. It's probably the most iconic one. A bard, a black mage, and a summoner. Unfortunately, Scholar doesn't get their cute little hat. Now, Ed Merritt says, your starting class determines your starting city, which I believe is always the city where you'll spawn when data center traveling. That's true. So, for example... Oh, no, wait, that's not true. No, it's not true. When you data center travel, you end up at the city that you transferred out at. But that's not really important, because you're immediately going to teleport away. If I'm looking to ERP, how easy is it to change my sex, race, look? It's about $5. Oh, data center, not world transfer. Right. No, that's the whole thing we're not going to talk about. It's about $5 to change your look for creepy sex reasons. You do get 2 for free. Oh, it's $10 now? Shit. Anyway. Yeah, let's not talk about server hopping just yet, right? So I'm going to grab an Arcanist, which is going to put us at Limsa Lominsa, which you might recognize if you watch the stream as the original name that Ligma is making fun of. Now, this is going to be a little awkward. See, if you start brand new, you may run into a problem in which your friend is on Famfrit or Exodus or Lamia or Hyperion or Ultros or whatever, and you actually have a really hard time, like, logging in, right? Right now, everything is kind of locked down and restricted. The reason for that is because of the expansion and the huge amount of new people coming in for the expansion. How it usually works is every 6 hours they rotate the servers that you're allowed to create characters on. Right? So what you would do... Where does it want me to go? Creation in this world is currently limited. Okay. Where did it even put me? Put me on Famfrit? No, it's gonna try later. Anyway. Make your name, test guy. Yeah, all Premel's lock. It's test guy. You can also use the generate random forename surname, except you could. All of those are taken now. So you can't use that anymore, unfortunately. So let's just confirm test guy. I believe this is going to fail. Because new characters can't be made on this world at this time. So we'll have to choose something else. How in the world do I change my data center? On a controller? I guess you can't. You know what? This would be a great time to show off the virtual mouse. So if you hit L1 and hit R3, you create a virtual mouse. Oh, looks like we'll have to back all the way out. Darn. Well, we'll have to quit character creation, lose all progress. Darn. Let's go down to, yeah, you don't want on Dynamis. What about Crystal? Maybe they got one. Crystal's congested too? Get out of town. Mateus, huh? We'll just load this guy in, because that's my existing guy. Crystal is also congested! Oh no! Yeah, looks like you're stuck on Dynamis now, losers. It's pretty funny, actually. Pretty funny. Pretty funny. Oops. Didn't want that. All right. Anyway. Arcanist. There we go. I've selected Madoon as my starting world. Right? So here's the thing if you start on Dynamis. The reason why you see above my head in yellow XP bonuses are currently being granted to new players is because Dynamis is the newest of the data centers and it is kind of empty. As a result, they are giving out serious XP bonuses. Oh, it's already taken? We'll begin a new game with this character. Now, it's going to tell you it's congested literally every single day of the remainder of the game's life. Don't worry about it. It will tell you this every single day. Like every day. It's been like this since the beginning of Endwalker. There you go. Oh, thanks for the raid streaming our way. I appreciate it. Alright, so we're going to just skip this. By the way, if you want to skip it, hit circle and go to skip. Alright, I'm now freaked out by the way the interface looks because it's not my interface. Oh my god. This is a nightmare. Welcome to Limsa, bustling city-state. Doesn't really matter. Please select what control scheme you want to use. You're playing with a gamepad, right? Pick gamepad. Also, read that. It's really important, okay? Also, here's something you can read. If for some reason you have trouble with a menu, right? You can click in on the right stick. Oh, not on this one, though. Oh, there it is. No, definitely never. So, oh, it's gone. I have 20 messages. Ooh, I gotta change my controls on this. 1 second. My personal controls are fucky. There we go. Oh my god, that is a nightmare. Oh, this is the